Young girls and girls passed me by, and I didn't want you to pass me by when I saw you. I thought you were the one for me, and I'm pretty sure you feel the same way. Just to kick back and relax in life and get away from the ratness, the rotten people, and just pursue a different life, get a better head start, you know? I'm no one to preach to you. I'm not Mr. Perfect. Believe me, I've got so many faults, way more than even you do in your crazy life you live. But
I'm a preschool teacher.
I don't wish, and I don't want any ill will on you. And animosity and anger is not good for the heart. I'm not angry at you. You know I love you.
No one cares what you think. You were not asked. Neil, Mr. Perry, no one cares what you think. You weren't asked. Mind your own business, sir. Leave me alone. This is Cynthia Ortiz. I moved twice to get away from you. I started all over again in a new town. I uprooted a little boy. He also had to start all over in a new town, make all new friends, because we wanted to get the fuck away from you. Leave me the hell alone, sir. In all of these years, you are not getting a date with me, Looney Tune. Stop bullshitting yourself, get off your fat, lazy, perverted ass, and go work. The cameras in my home are gonna be dealt with by the police that keep catching you. You know, the same ones that told me Mike was drugged. I said it before anyone else said it. You're a cop killer. You are off your nut if you fucking think you're ever gonna get a date with me. You're just as kook as that guy, and we're sick and tired of you. Everybody's tired of you. How dare you impose like that and burden other people with delusion? You sound as wackadoodle as that guy. How are you not embarrassed? I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed by you. Now, shut the fuck up and get out of my house, get out of my life, get out of my phone, get out of my computers, go away. You're breaking the law. You're pissing everybody off. Shut up and get out of my life. Mind your own business. You're a butt-in. You're a wannabe. You're never the wanted one. You're not ever gonna get a date with me. You make all my skin crawl. How many different ways do I need to say that? Get off me, rapist. Leave me alone. Listen to this. How crazy this weirdo sounds. She doesn't like him, and I don't like you. You're no different. You're worse. Get off me.
And I don't say that about anybody. Never, ever.
I don't know.
Only Ashley, the other girl I wanted to get to know.
No one cares. Shut up. He wasn't asked, nor are you. Mind your own business.
And then she left her mom, you know, or she got arguments with her mom, not her mom, her sister. And they were, getting along, and she's a real friendly, quiet girl. She's like the girl you'd see on Nickelodeon and you know, the Mickey Mouse Club growing up. But, I don't want to pursue anybody that way. There's young ladies and young girls passed me by, and I didn't want.
Stalking me, please! I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
So, we get recordings of you every time you fuck with me. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you fuck with me, you get told on, Mr. Perry. I am never going to go on a date with a weirdo like you. You are bullshitting yourself. Like, I mean, I don't even have words for this. I'm sick and tired of you imposing on me. I want my privacy back. My guys, they gave me the information that Mike was drugged, are going to deal with the landlord. I'm not going to say a word. They're going to take care of it. The landlord and you have no consent to put a camera in my house and impose and hack and peep. You're a peeping Tom. You're a rejected wannabe and nothing more. What words do I use to make you go the fuck away? What words do I use, Mr. Perry, to get you to leave me the fuck alone? I want nothing to do with you. So one of those recordings several years ago, the guy was like, you're talking to me like you act like you think I believe you. I think you know I don't believe you. If you had some sort of interest in this person, then you would call, like all other men do, and you would say, there's things we left unsaid, let's have coffee or something. If she wanted to talk to you, then she would. If she didn't, you have to legally, by law, respect her rights and wishes and leave her the fuck alone. That's not what you did, though. What you did is you lied in a court of law. You claimed there was a false police report and a political vendetta, none of which was true. There's no evidence to support either one. There is objective data and subjective data. Objective data is more like a material fact. This happened on this day at this time. Like somebody poisoned me and I needed a blood test to prove it or not prove it, and you didn't allow for that. The law says in Oklahoma you got to file a police report if you want a protective order, and if someone is threatening you with false arrest and murder, you need a protective order. Do you not? You buying a judge does not change my intent, Mr. Perry. It pisses us all off. When you bother me, you get told on. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. A 6-year-old could have figured out the pattern when third time it happened. I said leave me the fuck alone, didn't I? That's what I mean. You're not getting a date with me. You disgust me. You repulse me. You make all my skin crawl every minute of every hour of every day. You're a burden and an imposition, and we're sick and tired of you. The guy said you didn't do that. You ripped her away from her family. She lost her home. You put her in jail. You caused the loss of her evidence. We don't know if she was poisoned or not. Who poisoned her? What it was? Was it arsenic? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Nobody will never know that, will they? That's not what you do to get a date with a woman. That's what you do if you're trying to get a cover-up. And guess what? What happened is, at the end of the day, the crime is more uncovered than it's ever been in your life. Because here's the thing. No one can beat someone to death while they're sleeping and end up with not a mark on them. And had you not done that murder, Chief Miller was trying to help me, and he was pissed off at you because you were taking my money. And he also asked me about a forged marriage license. He goes, I saw a marriage license with your signature on it, only that doesn't look like your signature. So I believe it is a forgery. Did you sign anything like that? Was there some sort of secret wedding? And I said, nope. That is insane. You know what else he said? If she consented to having cameras in her room at Lakeshore, she withdrew her consent the second she took the money that you gave her through Terry Wagner, intending for her to pay the rent. Instead, she went and bought sheets and covered every inch of that room. That moment is when she withdrew consent, if she even ever gave it, which I did not. My guys will deal with my landlord. My guys will. I'm not saying they're the ones that allowed it. Here's the thing. They know that. And I've not been told that yet, whether it was the landlord, the maintenance guy, or you paid a locksmith. If you deceived my landlord and they allowed you to put cameras in my house, you're in a lot of trouble. And they need to come out with that. He tricked us. You didn't have my consent to peep or hack or contact me or my family. I went through a lot of trouble to get away from you. I kept my mouth shut for 4 years because I didn't want to be a scandal. Only close friends knew you had a peeping problem and a stalker problem and a sex nobody knew about the sex exploitation until recently. I wasn't allowed to say anything. We have a witness that tells us, as long as I've known Charles Perry, he trolls women. He puts cameras in their homes. When they're not home, he'll use a locksmith or pay the maintenance guy, the landlord. Or he's got a bump key and he gets in so you can't tell there's a break-in. He has cameras installed in their home, and he broadcasts these women all over the dark web and sells watch time and rakes it in. But he's a sexual sadist. He gets off on hurting people. He enjoys getting women hysterical so he can go, and I'm quoting, rub one out. He will cause them to lose their job. He's hacked them. He hacks them, he's peeping, and he's stalking them. Causes them to lose their job. Make sure they can't find another one. Then then they lose their home, and then he has the ex take the kids away. And I'm glad someone is finally putting a stop to, because I'm tired of sleeping with one eye open. I wish to God he had never told me about it. He was trying to get my money. He wanted me to invest in his business, his little online peep show. And you're caught now. I don't fit your victimology, Mr. Perry. I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking. But when you come at me, you get told on. Nothing else has happened in 12 years. There's never going to be a date. There's never been a date. There sure shit wasn't a wedding. That marriage license you have is to be annulled, or there's a divorce to be filed, and I want half of everything you own. That's a forgery. It is a fraud. You have a bad habit of fraud upon a court. 6 cases of it. So the objective data, Mr. Powell, would have been a blood test by Tulsa police where the crime occurred. That was who had jurisdiction. You did not have the legal right to impede or obstruct justice. I've lost my evidence. I'll never get it back. The video evidence as well. I should have been able to sit down with the detective and say, here's what happened. See, right here, this was what's happening here, and this was what's happening there. Testifying with evidence is very important. I gave the example. Somebody comes to the cops with a picture and says this man is mugging this woman. I just took a picture of it. And you can see a man with his hand on a purse and his other hand on the arm of a woman he's taking the purse from. He's arrested. He's put in jail. They go to court. His attorney files a motion to dismiss. This was not a crime. There was no mugging here. I'm going to prove it, Judge. We're going to put the woman on the stand. The woman gets on the stand, and she says, that was not a mugging. That was my son. I was about to fall. All of a sudden, the picture's different, isn't it? That's why it's important to testify with evidence. And I did something right in that first hearing when your motion to dismiss got denied. Because you haven't let me back into court since to testify with my evidence. You didn't let me testify for Officer Neely. Had you not done that murder, what's the harm? You would have said, we back the blue. Anybody can see Mr. Neely has not a mark on him. He was treated for drug overdose with Narcan and not tested until he got to the hospital after the Narcan had already altered his blood. He came to. That's 2 of us not tested in a timely manner. Both of us had suffered degradation to the integrity of our evidence. You are linked to both crimes. The vandalism could have been fucking anybody, but since you did that, it looks like it was you. No one has caught your crime like we have. You need to fucking remember who you're talking to, sir. You act like you don't know. 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings, and I promise you they are not to be played at a party for entertainment. They are being used already in a court of law. When you touch a hot stove, you're going to get burned. When you fuck with me, you get told on. We want you in jail because I want my privacy back. I want my money back. I want my family back. I want my life back. I want Mr. Neely back home with his family, and you're gone. And not around to torment and torture and starve women and children anymore ever again. And you've not seen anybody get closer to that goal than me in your entire life. And so how dare you ask me to lie for you? How dare you ask me to lie for you? My granddad fought hard to have the legacy he has. He was the police chief in the town where I grew up. He had power in the town where I grew up, and I grew up with that. And you don't know what that's like because you had a different life. And that's, whatever, not my problem. When you cause problems for me, sir, and impose your stranger on me illegally against my will, I will fuck up your crime like you have never had it happen before. I have done that. I promised you I would do that, and I have kept my promise, have I not? I'm not kidding you. And so last night we get another recording of some guys arguing. Why didn't she work tonight? Well, because you're posing a threat. And these guys will not let her work if you're posing a threat, and then they're going to go after you for that money. Called restitution. We're trying to build a case so solid, there is restitution. Mr. Perry, there's not going to be a date ever. Get a grip on reality. You're this guy. And women shouldn't have to scream and yell, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. Nobody asked you what you think. Get out. Shut up and go away. No one cares what you think. You were not asked. Mind your own business. Get the fuck out of my life. Leave me alone. No one should have to scream that. Like she and I have. You need to control yourself. You're not wanted. Power guys move on. They don't have to get a date holding a woman at gunpoint. Get the fuck out of my life. Now, I'm going to tell you for the last time. When you bother me, you're just going to get told on more and more and more until there is such a heavy case against you. There is no chance and there's no way out. All of you. I'm not just talking about Charles. Anybody who would help him, any conspirator to commit a crime against me. No one can know what I'm doing in the privacy of my home without a camera being in it. You don't have my consent to do that. I'm not stupid, or you'd let me in court. I'm not crazy, or you'd let me in court. I'm on the dean's list in criminal justice college. I'm in my third year. I just started my third year. I'm perfectly no one is kicking your criminal ass harder than I am, but I of course have help. So it's not like I need someone to make decisions for me and I'm incapacitated or something. No one has my permission to make any decision for me at all but me. I'm not incapacitated. I'm not 6 years old. I am 50 years old. I'm 52 years old. I hate putting, real information always out to the public. I'm 52 years old. I don't need your help. You know what I need you to do? Fuck off. Stop taking my money. Stop contacting my family. Stop asking people to ask me questions. Just ask her real nonchalantly. You're caught on that, and I'm sorry, but if I've been out stinging upping your people for a decade, do you think I'm gonna, not catch on to nonchalantly? If I answer a question truthfully, it isn't because you tricked me. I'm sorry. I know y'all think sometimes you got one over on me. Nope. That's not what happened. What happened is I'm going to use it against you in a court of law to show and prove and support my claims that you're stalking me. Because you shouldn't be calling my family and asking them to ask me questions about my car. So if I answer truthfully and you do anything with that information, I will fuck you up in a court of law with that. Do you understand? You didn't get anything over on me. No such thing has ever happened. I'm very strategic when I talk to your people. You shouldn't have people asking me questions, should you? But in Bertha, mind your own business. Mind your own business. What happens instead is I tell the truth sometimes and the lie sometimes. It's always done very strategically. When I'm talking to anybody, doesn't matter who it is, everybody's a bad guy until they're not. Whoever it is I'm talking to, it doesn't matter who it is. Gene Mitchell and Travis Myers included. There's information that I'm not going to say. I'm going to wait to be asked about it. Because if you're on Charles Perry's side, you're not going to ask me about it. If you're about the truth, you're going to ask me about it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm very good at what I do. You've called all over the place asking who trained me how to do that. You've called Lynn Hall asking me how does she learn how to do that. Fuck you. It's none of your business. But in Bertha, mind your own business. You're not invited into my life. You're an intruder, not an invited guest, and you're about to go to prison. And that's what you asked for, because all you had to do is leave me alone. You had 4 years to control yourself. Only a few people knew, and they didn't live in Texas. You were told to leave me the fuck alone. You could leave me alone, and then my guys wouldn't have anything to do, would they? It's not hard. You know, I was talking to Marcus Harper. He's a sergeant at Major Crimes at Tulsa Police. We were just talking about just stuff. And he goes, I guess these guys with your murder cops are pretty good. You're on the first 48. You got the highest close rate in the country. He goes, it's not that hard. Guy A threatens Guy B. Guy B ends up dead. It's Guy A did it. Criminals are stupid. And that's true. I agree with him 100%. And I've not seen any stupider than you, Mr. Perry. It's so easy, it's not even fair. But I'm going to tell you something, TPD. LAPD has a threat management unit to address stalking. So there is no dead body. Because sometimes when you get a lot of threats coming into your office and you just don't do a fucking thing about it, and that guy ends up dead, and on the first 48, and you say, oh, we solved that. You're shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, please with this already. I mean, come on. I'm not going to be a victim on the first 48, and unfortunately, had there not been police from somewhere else helping me, I would be. Now, at this point, we have a dead cop. Dead Lucky and almost dead framed Mike. No one can beat someone to death when they're sleeping and end up with not a mark on them, can they? My guys went over and started asking questions. What the hell happened? She just filed a vandalism report. She didn't name a suspect, by the way. There's no name on that. She said she didn't know who did it, but she was obligated to tell them, by the way, I do have a stalker, and I'm in court with them right now. Could be him. He does shit like this, and he's got a key to every car I've had. He just pays the dealer a little something and gets a key. So that's why there's no forced entry. There was powder all over the back in the trunk, and all over one of the rooms where David Robertson had all his employees staying, right next to me. Listen, I confronted that guy. You got cameras in my room. That's why I got sheets up all over the fucking place. You know what he did? Kicked me out. You know what else he had? Bed bugs like a motherfucker. You know, I got screamed at in the parking lot right in front of everybody. You're the only one that has bed bugs. I Googled it. There were bed bug complaints on the Google review going back way before I got there. What the fuck was that? You got cameras on me and bed bugs, so no, I'm not going to pay your bill. Although I did offer and he refused payment. So how many more landlords, Mr. Perry, are going to end up at the end of this, get sued for allowing you to put cameras in my room or my home or my house? Because when you're in jail, then I can seek remedy against them, can't I? I said, leave me the fuck alone, weirdo. You got a serious sicko problem. It is illegal to put a camera in a woman's home and violate her for a reason. And guys that don't act like you can get a date and you can't. You are fucking delusional. Delusional erotomania. Delusional. I came from Vegas to Lubbock. Whole different planet. Whole different ball of wax. I dated a Pakistani man for 4 years. We were around a lot of people from a lot of different countries. I've had exposure to a whole lot of interesting things worldwide, internationally. Internationally, Mr. Perry. You're from Little Podunk, nothing. Very small mind, very little exposure to anybody that thinks different than you. You have no idea what you're dealing with, sir. But what you do know is you keep asking me who told, and that's none of your business. Why don't you consider why they told? Maybe people are sickened by the crap you throw at me day after day after day, same as they are with this man.
Don't call the cops.
Stop! I don't! Stop stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No!
I'll leave you alone.
Damn minute!
Disgusting. Repulsive. He's never going to get a date with that chick. Nor will you get a date with me. You're a cop killer, sir. Hang on. This man didn't hurt a flea. Not a flea. Even in the arrest report, there is no injury. He has a red swollen right hand and a busted lip from the event after the event that resulted in the death of Chief Lucky Miller, who was asking me about a forged marriage license and questioning your sanity. Do you know what Chief Miller told somebody? I'm scared to death. This man is a necrophiliac. He wants to kill Cynthia and have sex with her dead body. I think he does sex weirdo shit. And the crime causation is, I want to kill her and have sex with her dead body. And in my bizarro mind, that makes us forever bonded. You're a serial killer, aren't you? I want you to schedule it. Listen, Mr. Al, I don't know who the hell, Al, are you Captain Gimpy? Are you I don't even know. What I know is that Mr. Perry keeps typing in my phone. He thinks Al is a leak. Al, look at what happened here and take this very seriously if that's what he thinks. Lucky had a chance to arrest Mr. Perry and he didn't do it. Learn from that. Look how dangerous this got. And the fact that I'm just saying this, I'm keeping you safe, by the way, in saying what I'm saying. He thinks you're a leak. Don't get coaxed into anything. And if you're a cop, you better fucking make an arrest. My guys are not going to come out for one guy. They don't even come out for me, do they? They're not calling you. They're not calling somebody else. They're not. When they get a call, if they get a call, is it you? Are you helping her? They're not answering that question, are they? They got a bigger case. They're not coming out right now and compromising a whole case for one person, not even me. They sure shit aren't going to do it for you. You got 5 guys, and they've got a whole lot more than that. So you do what you do, Mr. Owl. But if you're a cop, look at what they did to Lucky and Mike. And the fact that I'm just saying this right now is keeping you safe, and I think you know that. I think you know that. But it comes to a point where you make a fucking arrest already. Because it's dangerous for you not to. Preservation of life, sir. And whatever mistakes you made, fuck that right now. Right now it's about life and death. And he thinks you're a leak. He thinks you're a leak. So the fact that I'm putting this out there right now is keeping you safe, and I think you know that. I'm not doing it to hurt you. I'm doing it so you don't end up dead. Don't take any, if they try to coax you into something, well, we got to meet. Don't go. No, you don't got to meet. You want to meet, you go down to the police department, and that's where you meet. So, Al, if they want a meeting with you, you don't go. Don't do it. Do you hear? You're in danger. They think you're a leak. I got asked about it about 4 times yesterday. Mr. Perry likes typing in my phone. Is it Al? Is it Al? Is it Al? I'm not told who the leaks are, dumbass. I've said that. I've said that. Listen, Perry, we got enough dead people. You fuck off. Nobody owes you a lie, and nobody owes you a cover-up. And I don't know who the leaks are. I'm not told that. Out of the 40 police officers helping me, I'm not even told which ones they leaked to. Not even that. I don't even have that information. Right now, we're trying to protect people. Do you understand? Nobody owes you shit. You either, David. You guys need to get off our backs and leave everybody the fuck alone. This man that's what somebody looks like who was in a fight. Mr. Chief Miller had internal decapitation, extensive damage over his head, neck, and face, major bruising, strangulation. He was hit so hard that his brain went back and forth, hitting the inside of the skull, and that's blunt force trauma to the head, and that killed him. That's part of what killed him. This was my son. He got hit 3 times. The beer in his hand did not even slosh out. And everybody walked away. No one died. Everybody walked away and went home just fine. He didn't hit the other guy back. So the only injured person in this scuffle was my kid. Look at him. Now, this fight ended in the death of the other person. Red swollen right hand. Well, it does have a needle in it. Detective Fife. Perry, shut up. Mr. Perry, are you being asked what you think? I don't think you are. Why can't you control yourself? Get the cameras out of my home. Get them out of my home. When were you told on this much in your life? When in your life, Mr. Perry, were you told on this much? Mr. Perry, answer that question. When in your life were you told on this much? You like to talk. You like to say what you think. You like to butt into everybody else's business. You like to tell everybody how you feel. I don't like you. Doesn't matter what you think. Get a grip on reality. Shut up and get out of my life. No one cares what you think. You're pissing everybody off again today. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You leave me alone. You're a cop killer and a rapist. You leave me the fuck alone. No one owes you a fucking thing. You get the hell out of my life. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? You touch a hot stove, you get burned. You fuck with me, you get caught. It's like that's what you want. You're such an embarrassment to me. Such an embarrassment. How is it possible you're not embarrassed? You're a weirdo. Putting a camera in a woman's home is weirdo. How are you not embarrassed? You embarrass everybody else. There's a reason other people don't do that. It's fucked up. You're fucked up. Listen, leave me the hell alone. The same people that told me Mike was drugged, he didn't do it. I said it in March 2020. I said it in January 2020. I said it in January 2020. And last night, is she gonna work? Oh, God. Unless you got cameras and you're hacking, you couldn't know one way or the other, could you? If you're posing a threat to her, they won't let her. And then they're gonna go after you for that money she just lost. Restitution. And sometimes what takes so long is building a case so solid and so strong, there is restitution. You get the fuck off me, weirdo. I'm embarrassed by you. I'm embarrassed for you. And I don't understand why the fuck you are not embarrassed. Other men don't do what you're doing and they can get a date and you can't. You will never get a date with me. Get a grip on reality. All you do is piss everybody off. We're all sick and tired of dealing with your weirdo problem. You leave me the fuck alone. The same guys that got me the information on that are dealing with the landlord on the fucking cameras. And if they didn't allow for that, we're gonna find out who did. Get them off me. You don't have a choice. The more you bother me, the more you get told on. The more you bother me, the more you get told on. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When in your life has your crime been caught this much? Answer my question. Have your attorney email me. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When, Mr. Perry, in your life, your sick, nasty, disgust of a life, has your crime been caught this much? You leave me the fuck alone. You don't have a choice. It is hysterical you think you do. As many times as you've been told on and you've had to ask who's telling on me, it's unbelievable you think you have a choice. You do not have a choice. You leave me the fuck alone. Do you understand? When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you fuck with me, you get told on. We want you gone. That's what I want, not you. I'm sick and tired of you icking your delusion. Slime all over me. It smells bad. You stink. You're gross. Get off me.
I don't ever want to hear your voice, do you? Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop, I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I do. Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men. Leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public, it doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't.
One time is all I say it. And if I have to say it more than once, you are going to have a problem. Speaking of which, when I say something that is sarcastic, or there's a metaphor in it, or an analogy, or it's meant to make a point, Mr. Powell, or anyone else says it that works with me, we all talk to each other. So we all kind of makes the same jokes. Jason Moore and I used to joke around, I'd like to high-five that guy in the face with a chair. Mr. Powell, no one intends to really high-five anyone in the face with a chair. You guys are stupid. It is embarrassing. Get outside your little world of weirdo. I lived in Vegas, bitches, for a long time. There's 2 million people there. I was exposed to people from all over the world all the time. I dated a Pakistani man for 4 years. I met people from all over the world. You with your little, oh, she made a threat. Get your skirt off. Act like a man. I didn't make a threat. Nor did anybody else working with us make a threat. No one's threatening you. Little girl, grow up and act like a dude. People say shit like that all the time. I'd like to throat punch that guy. There's no intent. There's never going to be an actual throat punch. There's not. When I've said that, I'm going to kick your nuts off you. If you come near me, I probably will. I don't go where you are. If you start coming at me, I promise you I will kick your nuts off your body. Other than that, it's said to make a point. I'm not going to sell out my granddad's legacy. How about I kick your nuts off your body instead? I'm not going to sell out my granddad's legacy. And the fact that you would even ask me to, as I've shared with everybody who knows me, is appalling. It is disgusting. It is appalling. And it pissed us off. I said no. I'm going to tell you something. When I say no, and you keep bugging me and pressuring and pressuring and pressuring, that is a crime. It's called coercion. You're already in trouble with interfering with contracts, interfering with interstate commerce, Mr. Robertson. Interfering with commerce. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. You're going to get charged with that. Harassment of my witness, the act is interfering with contracts, interfering with interstate commerce, interfering with commerce, grand larceny with intent to coerce. I dare you do it one more fucking time. I'm going to say it to you one time. You better keep up with everybody else. I said no, Perry. When you keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, all you do is piss me off. When you piss me off, you get told on. When you come at me, you get told on. When you commit a crime against me, you get told on. Never in your life has your crime been caught this much. Ever. You touch a hot stove, you get burned. A 6-year-old could have figured it out after the 3rd time. You're at 33,000 that you know of. Sometimes what you don't know is worse than what you do know. Get the fuck off me. I said no. I said no. Now, when me or anybody else that I know says, how dare you ask her to sell out her granddad's legacy? How about she kicks your balls off your body instead? That doesn't mean anybody's going to actually come over to you and do that, dumbass. You fucking dipshits. Keep up. It's making a point. It is to make a point. That's it. And everybody else can say, I'm not going to be held to a different standard than everybody else, nor will anybody working with me. Anybody else can make comments like that in snark or sarcasm or analogies or metaphors or to make a point. That's what I'd rather do, is kick your nuts off your body than sell out my granddad's legacy. That's making a point. That doesn't mean it's supposed to be taken literally, dipshit. You look ridiculous when you do that. And I'm not going to be held to a different standard than everybody else. People make those kind of jokes all the time. You need to keep up with the rest of the world, Mr. Mental Slow. It wasn't meant literally. It never is. And I'm not going to repeat myself on that again. The next time I or anybody I know makes a comment like that, it is not to be taken literally. It is to make a point. It is a joke. It's sarcasm. It's snarky. It's the way I am. It's my personality. Jason Moore's the same way. I thought it would be hysterical when he'd say stuff like that. It doesn't mean he's actually going to do something to hurt another person. It's just making a point. He's expressing his frustration with a person. He said, I'd like to bitch slap that guy. Right. It doesn't mean he's going to actually go bitch slap anyone. It means he's just aggravated. And I'm smart and I knew that's what he meant. Why are you slow? Dumbass. You're not a victim. When you bother me, when you commit a crime against me, you keep getting caught. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? You need to fucking grow up and act like a dude. Take your skirt off and wipe the lipstick off your face. Be a man. Get away from me. This person is counting. 6 times this girl had to say, leave me alone. He didn't respond appropriately to the words said to him like a reasonable, prudent individual. Did he? He's not being a gentleman. He's not being attractive. This is not how you get a date with somebody, is it? It's antisocial conduct. It's a disorder. It's a disease. Ignoring the rights and wishes of other people. He's asking about her clothes, or he's commenting on her clothes. No one asked you, motherfucker, about her clothes. No one asked you what you think. You know what you were asked to do? Leave her the fuck alone. And the same goes for you, Perry. You look as horrible as that man. Ridiculous and desperate and stupid.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
I don't care what you want, he said. I'm going to tell you something. I've been physically raped and I've been stalked and they feel the same. It's rape. It's rape. If you have power, you can let go and move on like a normal dude. Power is in moving on and getting a date without having to hold a woman at gunpoint. You know, you can't even, I mean, God, I better stop before I say something I can't take back. I mean, just leave me the fuck alone. I'm sick and tired of you. Everyone is. It's not that hard to get information as to what you just did or what you're trying to do. Leave me alone. And also, if you guys all have wiretaps on you and somebody calls you and talks to you, they're going to get recorded too. It's not that hard to figure out. Maybe it's not a leak. Maybe it's a wiretap on your phone and whoever it is that you talk to said something that made sense. You leave me the fuck alone, weirdo.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me...
And the same goes for me, Mr. Perry. People are happy I'm okay. Because you've tried to kill me about 4 times, haven't you? I've heard the recordings. You think I'm going to go to dinner with you? Why, so you can slip something in my drink? Get the fuck off me.
Break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the...
No means no. I should have to say it once. Not 50, 100,000 times a day, every fucking day, for 12 years. I said no. You're not getting a date with me ever. If you didn't kill Chief Miller and frame Mike, I would have testified. You wouldn't have cared. You would have backed me up. You know what? What you would have said when it happened to me, when you poisoned me, make sure she gets a test. She's lying. And let's prove it with a test. And then I'm gonna hold a press conference and do my little drama queen dance. Poor me, I'm a victim. Everybody feel bad for me. I'm a victim. She lied. Instead, you made sure I didn't get a test, didn't you? That is objective data, Mr. Powell. Subjective data is the 2 shrinks you had come in and test me for mental competency. Wow. Wow. I'm on the fucking dean's list in criminal justice college. You won't let me in court. If I sucked in court and I was stupid and crazy, you'd let me in. And everyone knows that. If she had no claims, he goes, one of our guys talked to a lawyer over here. They just gave her a shit ton of credibility. Because if she's crazy like they claim, and if she was stupid, they let her in court so the judge could see all that. They've kept her out of every fucking hearing. The thing with Godivas, on the default judgment, is the last she said is there's going to be a hearing. There was no hearing. That happened twice. There's another court proceeding. I'm not going to tell you what it was. There was to be a hearing, and all of a sudden, boom, everything's gone. Twice. My guys got it, Mr. Perry. They got you on that too, both of them. Because if they can find out Mike was drugged, and I'm telling everybody before it ever hit the docket, you better watch what you're dealing with. You have to keep asking me who told on you. You better fucking watch what you're dealing with. Sometimes it's what we haven't said we know yet that is more dangerous to you on a criminal matter than what we told you we have. I said, get the fuck off me, and then my guys won't have anything to fucking do, will they? No means no. No means no. There's not ever going to be a date. You make me sick. So let's just say David I didn't know David, so he had no motive to want me dead, but for you. It would seem that if you didn't do that to me, you didn't poison me, you'd make sure I got a test. Instead of obstructing justice and making sure there was no test. Act showing consciousness of guilt. TPD walks into a house of a guy saying, my wife is missing. And one room is all of a sudden smells like bleach and has new carpet and new paint. They're going to know something happened in that room. Let's check that one out first. I promise you, they got the highest murder clothes rate in the country. They're going to start ripping carpet back and doing luminol tests. And they're going to find out what the fuck is that all about. Why is this one room all redecorated suddenly and it smells like bleach in here? Same thing. Act showing consciousness of guilt. Destruction of evidence is evidence in and of itself, Mr. Perry. I was raised by 4 generations of police. I have to say 3 because my great-great-granddad, I never met him, but he was a marshal in Texas, Rochester. He was a chicken farmer and a judge. That's my family, dumbass. I don't even fit your victimology. I don't know why the hell you guys picked me. Stupid. Criminals are stupid. Couldn't agree with Marcus Harper more. Criminals are stupid. It's not that hard. So, what you would have done is, she helped me get elected. She's a friend of mine. Somebody's trying to kill her. And they're using my name to do it. And I'm not okay with that. So, let's test her. Let's find out who's doing this to her using my name. I'm not okay with that. That's not what you did. You cover it up. You have me false arrested. You go into court. No, there's a political vendetta. Where's the fucking tech? I'm going to tell you, when I'm pissed, everyone knows that I'm pissed. They know what I'm pissed about. They know how pissed off I am. And you hear it now. Not one political thing mentioned ever. Not in those Facebook messages going back to 2011. He's pulling up behind my house. I might have to move. This is weird. He threatened to ruin my business. I may have to call. Brandon had told me, why don't you come back to Vegas? I should have gone. I should have gone. And I'm telling my friends I might have to go. You're a fucking idiot. You're delusional if you think you would ever have any kind of chance of a date with somebody like me. You're making a fool of yourself. It is embarrassing. Why aren't you embarrassed? You should be embarrassed enough to stop. You should be fucking embarrassed enough to stop. Your behavior is outside of social norm. It is extremely deviant and it is extremely offensive. That's why it's illegal. When you do things that are illegal, that means people don't like that conduct. It's deviant. It's offensive. We don't tolerate it in a civilized society, Mr. Perry. Stalking, hacking, and peeping. Imposing yourself on a woman that doesn't like you. Betraying your wife and your kids to do it. What do they think you're doing when you're sitting around on your fat, lazy ass watching me in the privacy of my home? Against my will, without my consent. What do they think you're doing? What are you telling them you're doing? You're lying to them. Your own family. Somebody had to ask the question, does Mr. Perry know that her family is not his family? That's her family. Does he even know that? That's how much people are starting to question your sanity. My guys tell me, we just heard this guy say, for 6 years, Mr. Perry has inserted himself into Cynthia's life, and he's waving around some forged marriage license, acting like they're a couple. He's been seen with her family and her friends, but never with her. He's always alone. And people started to question his sanity. She's suing him. People started questioning his sanity. Why is it at 6 years they're never together? He's always by himself. He's hanging out with her people. Like that's his life. That's not his life. And he's making spousal decisions for her. But even some of that is way, way over the line. Because if I go to the bank with my wife to get a loan, she has to sign. I can't sign for her. He doesn't have the legal authority to do that. He didn't have the social or moral authority to do that. And the other guy said, if that's all you have to do to be married these days is watch somebody on TV and go around telling everybody that's my wife, I'm married to Jennifer Aniston. Shit, if that's all you got to do. How embarrassing for you. No, I've never consented to even a date with you, weirdo. I don't take your phone calls. You try to call me a lot. I don't take your phone calls. I don't want anything to do with you. You come anywhere near me, you might have a syringe on you and I will beat the fuck out of you. I'm not going to wait to see. I'm not going to wait to let you hurt me. I don't go where you are. I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not a threat to you. You're a threat to me. You come near me, I will beat the fuck out of you. You won't make it. You won't get up. I'm not shitting you. You stay the fuck away from me. I'm not going to hurt you unless you come to try to hurt me. I don't go where you are. I've moved twice to get away from you. 4 times, actually, somebody else pointed out. I said I moved from to Lubbock to Dallas area to Oklahoma. Somebody else said she's actually moved 4 times. She moved from Lubbock to the Dallas area, from the Dallas area to Oklahoma. Sapulpa, he fucked with her in Sapulpa, and those guys let her. Sapulpa police let him. They didn't do their job. Nobody came and looked at my screen. Mark Swafford got my email, and I said, look at my screen. Here's a picture of it. He never came and looked. He didn't do an investigation. He didn't take pictures. That's not police work, Mr. Swafford. And you suck as a detective. You suck at it. I know what good police do. I was raised by 4 generations of them. You suck at it. I'm not happy with you. I'm pretty upset with you. I feel like corrupt cops like you ruin it for the good ones. You explain what you've done. Because you're going to in our court, Mr. Swafford. If you can't be a cop and protect and serve, get out of law enforcement. And I'm not trying to be mean to you. You owed me, as a citizen, an investigation and you didn't give me one. I'm a woman. It's a domestic violence issue. Everyone stands up and beats their chest. We want these women to get away from these guys. Because there's a high incident of fatalities among both the women, femicide, 75% are stalked first, murder, and cops too, by the way. High incidents of dead police officers when domestic violence calls are made, and look at Dead Lucky and Framed Mike. Detective Swafford, all you had to do is go look at my fucking screen. That's all you had to do. Take a picture of it. Make a determination. Who did it? Was it neighborhood kids? Was it just crazy little neighborhood kids? Or was it Charles Perry? Same thing with my trunk. There needed to be a police determination. Was it a random guy getting in my trunk? Or was it Charles Perry? There has to be an investigation. There has to be a process of determining what occurred, who did this, what, how, what, when, why, where. And then you can say it's true or false, Mr. Perry. Hard to do when you obstruct justice and I lose all my evidence, isn't it? So there's that. So, Mr. Swafford, Lucky and Mike, that's all I'm going to say. Lucky and Mike. What did you do? What the fuck did you do? And I'm not insinuating you had anything to do with the murder. I'm saying negligence sometimes gets people killed. And you don't have that right. Now there's a little girl that goes and sits on daddy's side of the bed and cries because she wants to talk to him and he's not there. And I know that because I've done that. I know that. There's a family hurting because you were negligent. You didn't do your job as a police officer. There's honor in the badge. The calling is to relieve suffering caused by crime. You don't cause it, you relieve it. What happens with Al? Whoever the fuck that is, if he's who I think if he's TPD. What if he gets hurt because you didn't do your job? Charles, you don't hurt Al. You don't understand. All hell will break loose on you, and it already pretty much is. You don't hurt anybody. You don't know who your leaks are. I don't even know that. It could be that you got a wiretap on your phone and you keep making phone calls, running your mouth, you and David. And that's how they found out. It doesn't have, and then Al didn't say shit. You don't know. But you're not going to kill any more cops. I'm going to tell you that right now. So what you could have done and what you should have done is what I just said. It's not me. I don't want somebody using my name to hurt somebody who supported my campaign. Let's find out what's going on here. And you didn't do that. And then with Mike Neely, clearly he has not a mark on him. And he was drugged. You can't beat somebody to death if you're knocked out, drugged to sleep. He was in respiratory distress. So he clearly didn't do that. And we don't want the suspicion on us. So let's find out who did do this. We backed the blue. And you didn't do that either, did you? You didn't do that either, did you? You know what? We're sick of you, Mr. Perry. We're sick of it. I don't know what's taking my guys so long. I'm not in the loop on that shit. I've just been told we're getting a lot of complaints that everybody wants this done. Everyone's sick of dealing with it. It's also easier to get information, and we're working on it as fast as we can. Hang in there. But the more you do, the worse things are getting for you. You're just not the brightest bulb, so you can't tell, can you? But you're raping me, and I told you to stop. I said no. And nobody's caught your crime like I have. When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you fuck with me, you'll get told on. I want for you to leave me the fuck alone. Don't kill any more cops, because you're gonna wish you hadn't been born. You leave everybody the fuck alone. You owe Jacqueline and Jordan and Matthew your time and your truth. You're betraying your own family. We're all sick and tired of you. I don't know what little game you came up here and played. Here's the thing. It is so bad, I had no idea Mr. Perry was even doing that. The guys that are helping me are very careful about what they let me know about and not let me know about, because they know I'll blow a gasket. I'm very vocal. I don't have any problem telling you what I think. I don't have any problem telling you what I think. And if there was a political vendetta, there would have been fucking rants about it. I don't like his position on XYZ. And there's nothing like that, because I don't give a shit about you. You didn't matter to me. I didn't do Texas legislation, did I? One guy can't do shit, and you have one of the smallest districts in Texas. If you were called on anything, Mr. Perry, it was out of courtesy, because you don't have any pull. You don't have any pull. And I didn't do state legislation in Texas, did I? Didn't need you. I didn't live in your district. I lived in John Frullo's district. Didn't need you for a fucking thing. I did a fundraiser for you and John through the Texas Chiropractic, whatever. Did you bother to tell Judge Hanson that? When you went in and lied? There's a false police report. Although right now we actually can't tell if it's true or false, because I just obstructed justice. And it's over a political vendetta. Where's the political vendetta, Mr. Perry? Did you bother to tell him? Oh, but except that she did just do a fundraiser for me. And John. Golly. With a straight face you say this stuff. And you think everybody believes you. You're off your nut. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? You were going to leave me the fuck alone. They're going to do it for you if you can't do it yourself. They get the information you just said, Mr. Perry. They can make you stop. And you will not like how they do that any more than you like how we get what you just said. But you're going to leave me the fuck alone. I don't want you watching me in the privacy of my home. Get the hell out of my house. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get out of my life. And stop bullshitting yourself. You don't have a choice. It is hysterical as many times as you've had to ask me who told that you think you do. You're not all there, are you? Leave me the fuck alone.
Comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Look at that. Does it look like I'm stupid? Does it look like I need some old fart to make decisions for me? Nope. I got it. I'm kicking the criminal ass harder than anybody you know. I got it. You don't make decisions for me. You're not even wanted in my life. You are overstepping your bounds badly. Badly. When you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. Duh. What does that say back in 2014? I don't want to be a scandal. I want him to leave me the fuck alone. I said no. One time is all I say it. This is what was going on in Manford. And everybody knew it. Black SUV. Just creeping around all the fucking time. That is stalking, Mr. Perry. This is a witness statement, Mr. Perry. Get the fuck out of my life. I said no. When you push me after I've said no, boy, how did you piss me off? When you piss me off, you get told on. And nothing more. Nothing else has happened in 12 years. You're never getting a date with me, you skank. You make me sick. You make everybody sick. We're all tired of it. Stop imposing delusion on everybody else's life. No one owes you a fucking thing. You're in violation of the law. Get the hell out of my life.
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Don't butt into anything again. Don't tell everybody what you think and how you feel and what you need. No one cares. No one asked you. You shut up and get out. Comply with the law. In a civilized society, we don't tolerate people who act like you. You're pathetic. You embarrass me. I don't know for the life of me why you're not embarrassed enough to stop. When in your lives has the crime been caught this much? When you touch a hot stove, you get burned. When you fuck with me, you get told on. Get out of my life. Get the fuck out of it. Weirdo. Get away from me.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, You don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
Now, I'm going to finish my thought. The guy said she had to move 4 times. Lubbock to Dallas area to Oklahoma, to Sapulpa to Manford to Tulsa. Because he just harassed and bothered and caused problem and drama and more problems and more drama and one thing after the other. And fuck you. Stalking, hacking, and peeping are all crimes in all 50 states. That many people are disgusted by people who act like you. And when you do things people don't like that disgust and repulse them and it's a turnoff, they're going to start talking about it. Because they don't like it and they don't like you. You leave me the fuck alone. My guys don't tell me everything because I rant like a motherfucker. So if they have something they don't want out yet, a lot of times they don't even tell me. Like, he's inserted himself into her life against her will without her consent. People started questioning his sanity after 6 years of it. When he's in Oklahoma more than he's in Texas, nobody knows exactly what his residency is. Is he a Texas guy or is he an Oklahoma guy? You can't run for office if you live in Oklahoma, in Texas, and you don't legislate in Oklahoma. You're not relevant to us here. We don't give a shit what you think politically anymore than you give a shit what some guy in Alaska thinks. Doesn't affect you. How embarrassing for you. How embarrassing for you. You're never getting a date with me. You disgust me. You hurt people, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. Leave us alone. Go do things with your family. Go do things with your constituents. Go do things with your business clients, and you leave us the fuck alone. Everybody started questioning his sanity because he was always alone. He's seen with her family and her friends, and he seems unclear as to whether or not that's his family. It's not his family. That's her family. He needs to stay the fuck away from them. I said no. And when you keep pushing and pushing and pushing, all you do is piss me off. And then you piss off 40 cops, and then we find out things like Michael's drugged before anyone else says it. When in your life was your crime caught this much? No one can know when I'm going to work or go to the store unless you're stalking, peeping, or hacking. I don't tell people. Everyone's a bad guy until they're not. And every time I'm talking to somebody, first of all, I limit the time I talk to anybody. And I ask questions to kind of tell where they're at. And if they don't answer my questions right, I'm not going to trust them with anything, and I'll lie, and I'll tell the truth, and I do that very strategically. I'll withhold certain things. I'm going to wait and see if I'm asked. I'm going to wait and see if I'm asked about it. I'm very good at what I do. You had to call Lynn Hall and ask him who taught her how to do that. There was some time in Vegas when she broke up with Saeed, and before she got pregnant with Tristan, we think something. It's none of your business. It's not your business. You know what is your business? Your business. Get out of mine. Get the fuck out of mine. I said no, Perry. You disgust and repulse me more by the day. Get the cameras out of my home. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. And do not contact me or my family again. And if you do it anyway, expect to get told on. Leave me the fuck alone, and you'll get told on, and there's 33 recordings of you, 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings of you, and that's just what we let out. There's more. that aren't going to be played at a party, sir. They're not entertainment. It's for court. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior, and you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her, and you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Now, in closing, I'm going to point out again since the McNamara email of 2015 and every day since. When you cause me loss, when you cause me problems, when you invade my privacy, when you contact my family, when you bother us, you get told on. And that's all you've gotten all these years. And when you touch a hot stove, you get burned. And a 6-year-old could have put the correlation together by now. Every time some pleading is due, I'm saying this for the record, every fucking time there's a pleading due for court, I start having money problems. And my guys are pissed at you because of it. You do not have the right to impede any proceeding, Mr. Perry. Out-of-court harassment is a problem for you guys. It's your fault. It's your fault. Everybody has said she's smart. She shouldn't be broke. There's no excuse for that. Lucky Miller, Chief Miller told you, get your hands out of her wallet. I'm not going to have people in my town inconvenienced because you want to steal her money so she can't fight you in court. Why don't you be men and face her in court and deal with it the right way? So duly noted for the record, you're doing it again. And you pissed off my guys and they found out what you said last night. They won't let her work when you fuck with her job, when you pose a threat. And they're going to make you pay for that, I promise. And I said to you a long time ago, leave me alone or they'll make it worse for you. I promise. Is it better? I don't think it is it? Get out of my fucking life. No one asked you what you think. No one cares. You weren't asked. You aren't asked any more than Neil was asked. You are just the same pathetic as that guy. You have as much chance of getting a date with me as he has of getting a date with that girl. Delusional erotomania is a disease, sir. A bad one. You think there's a romance and there's not. If you're seeing things I do and making something up in your head that you think that means something, you're off your nut. You're not even intended to see it at all. Much less take it wrong. Get the fuck out of my life. Stay the hell away from my family. Go be with your family. You owe them an explanation. You stay the fuck away from my family. You don't have a choice. When you act like you think you do, you show your delusion. You've been caught enough times, more than ever in your life. You ought to know. You ought to see the correlation. When you bother me, when you cause trauma for me, when you cause a problem for me, when you take my money, when you cause a loss for me, when you invade my privacy and contact my family, you get told on. And it doesn't mean you have some leaks. What if the leaks are your attorneys? What if the leaks are people right there in your own backyard and everybody else is being quoted because they're on a wiretap? They're not a leak. It's just you keep talking to them. Shut up and get off me, rapist. Shut the fuck up and get off me, rapist. No one asked you what you think. I don't care. I said leave me alone. I said no. No means no. Stop making us scream. Stop making women scream. No woman should have to scream and sue to get an unwanted bitch off her. Power guys, move on. Why can't you?
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I'm
No, just talk.
Leave me alone.
No, I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes
No,
and I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop going following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me
No,
alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave
to
me alone.
No, I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone.
When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When you fuck with me, that's all you've gotten. You'll never get a date with me. You leave me the fuck alone. Now, I'm going to do the disclaimer now. I forgot to do it at the beginning. Use allegedly, we apply the but for and the reasonable person standard. But for Mr. Perry harassing me and stalking me and peeping on me and hacking me, we wouldn't have to do these. But these are going to be used in a court of law to document what you just did last night. Why isn't she working? Well, how would you know? What if I was working? How do you know what I was doing? When you pose a threat to me, my guys won't let me go to work. And yes, they will go after you for payment. Restitution. And they're going to build a case against you so high, you're not getting out of it. So there will be restitution. That's why it's taken so long. And they don't want just one of you. They want all of you. When has your crime been caught this much? I knew Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it. Because my guys went and dug. My guys are digging into the voyeurism too. To find out exactly what happened, that I got cameras in my home. Who let that happen? Leave me the fuck alone. We assert all constitutional rights, First Amendment, equal protection. Misogyny is as bad as racism. It is ridiculous that you act like that. Get out of your covered wagons and get up with the times.